There's something about the moment a project comes back to life, and today might just be that moment. For the first time since tearing this Harley Davidson apart, we're going to put the wheels back on the frame, which means that this pile of parts is about to become a rolling chassis again. And it might not sound like much to you guys, but once it rolls, everything changes. I'm Dino. This is Patch's Repair Shop. This is my 1983 Harley Davidson Electroglide restoration project. Let's crack on, shall we? So before the wheels can go back on, guys, the swing arm needs to go on. The swing arm can't go on without the gearbox. So to get this bike rolling again is quite a big job. The gearbox has been completely rebuilt with all the casings powder coated. The swing arm has been completely rebuilt with new bearings, some custom spacers, and it's been completely powder coated as well. We've got these pieces here, which go on the end of the frame, make up part of the swing arm arrangement where it bolts to the frame. These have been freshly powder coated, one there and one in there. We've got our swing arm spindle, our nuts for the end, and what we had to buy new is these pieces here. So these fit on the end of the spindle. You can see that they've got the shape of the spindle in the end. So they fit on like that, okay? And they fit between the frame and the swing arm. Now, the old ones were really, really manky. They looked serviceable, but they looked horrible. And I just couldn't refit them, which is why we've been waiting a little while before we can get it rolling again, because we're waiting for these to arrive. Now, these are £45 each. Okay, so £90 for a pair, which is just a bit of rubber. But it is what it is. Restoring motorcycles isn't a cheap hobby, even when you do all the labour yourself. Right, so I was kind of hoping that I could build this assembly up on the bench and lift it in the frame as one. That isn't possible. I thought it was, it's not. So we're going to have to get the gearbox into the frame, and then we're going to have to offer up the swing arm and get it all bolted together. So should we give that a try, guys? So I'm very, very conscious that we don't scratch anything, but the gearbox has got to have something to sit on. So I'm going to pop that bit of steel there for the gearbox to hopefully sit on. So we try it. So I've bolted one of the new rubbers to the end of the swing arm spindle. So let's offer up the swing arm and see where we're at. So yeah, I think we can get the swing arm bolted on, and then we can put our caps on the end here. we'll torque those up. There's some chrome caps that cover them. We'll get it built up and then we'll do a final torque on those. Good. Now, what do we need? Right, that's one on. There's a chrome cap to go on there. Bolts are all cleaned up and polished up. So we've got some torquing to do because I've been putting the dugger gun on it. We're going to put this one on the other side, which I know you guys can't see. So back in a minute. Just before I pop it on the other side, because I forgot to mention it, those new rubbers just in there, they have a little hole, and this steel pin in this bracket has to locate in that rubber bit, because the rubber bits are mounted off center. So to make sure everything's where it needs to be, they've got locating lugs. So I'm going to pop this on now. That feels like a little bit of progress on its own. So everything's looking lovely and clean and new. We're going to put the rear shocks on now. We've got some cleaning up to do of some other bolts and bits and bobs. And rear shocks, we said, damn, we've got to get the rear shocks on. And the swing arm, if I just move this stand out. The swing arm's moving nice and freely. And we've got zero play in it. So I'm really, really happy with how that's turned out. Good. Right, what's next? I'll have a cup of coffee. We've got a bit of cleaning to do first, guys. So we've got the rear spindle adjusters. We've got the front wheel spindle. And all of the necessary spacers. We've got the rear caliper mount, which has to go on at the same time as the wheel. Spacer for the rear wheel. Rear spacer, no. Rear spindle. And bolts for the rear shock absorbers. And I've treated myself to a new cleaning tank. Just a little one, but I'm sure it will do the job. Now, while I'm cleaning all these bits up, guys, did you know that 79% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed? So do me a favor, guys. Hit that subscribe button. It's the one easy, simple, free thing you can do that really helps us out. So smash that subscribe button. And if you do, I'll promise I'll keep producing bike videos for you. We've got plenty of good stuff on its way. Couple of little marks that are not going to come out. Well, not unless I turn it down, and I haven't got much of a shoulder there, so I'm not going to do that. But that's nice and polished now. It's only the end you see, but the rest is nice and clean. The rear spindle, different kettle of fish. Look at the end of it. It's got a load of weld in there for some reason. Don't know why. Let's see if we can tidy it up and make it look a little bit better. Right, that's better. If I take it all the way down to get rid of that dimple in the middle, I think it's going to look odd, but yeah, that's not too bad. Again, some marks that we're never going to get rid of unless we find a new spindle. Good. Now, this is the rear spacer for those of you that were around for this bit. This is the rear spacer that used to be huge, like bigger than this chuck, because it made up part of the enclosed chain casing, which we no longer have, but you still need the spacer, and it needs something for the seal to run up against on the back. So, but while we're here, let's give it a polish up. That's better. Again, got a couple of marks in there. I don't want to alter the dimension because I've altered it once before and I know it works this way. So lovely. That's all polished up. Right. These are the bits that take time, guys. So before I put any of it back together, I know you saw me do some of it. New chrome shocks, air ride we've deleted, or the air adjustable, whatever way you want to look at it, that's been deleted, and we're going with standard shocks. That's what we was running before. It worked fine. Spindles have been cleaned up and polished at the end. You saw me do that. All the nuts and bolts have been cleaned up and polished. The same with the spacers. The plates for the spindle adjusters at the back have all been polished up, as well as the actual adjusters themselves, which go inside the swing arm. Rear caliper mount is all polished up. All the nuts and bolts and washers, same, cleaned, polished. Try to get rid of any nasty marks with a file or on the lathe. So that was probably at least a good 2 hours, guys, to get just that lot done. As you can see just behind me there, over there, look, I've also cleaned the wheel rims up. The wheels have already got new wheel bearings. They was done in an older video, if you have a look through the playlist, which will be linked in the description below. But new tyres, new rear sprocket, discs are good, wheel bearings are done, and the tyres are Michelin and brand new. I think they're Michelin. They might not be. Funny size, these Harley tyres, aren't they? So the wheels are all good to go. Might make a different decision with the wheels, but I'll ask you guys in a minute when we've got them back on. Right. So shut up, Dino. Stop waffling. Let's get these shocks on first onto the frame, and then let's get the rear wheel in, shall we? Now the top shock bolts will have to come back off because there's a chrome carrier for the rear top box that has to fit in here, but we're not ready to put that in yet. So the top shock bolts will be going in temporarily. Did I just forget to hit record? I think I did. You saw the top, the bottom one's in, this shock absorber is on. I'm going to put the shock absorber on the other side and I'll bring you back in and we'll fit the rear wheel up. I haven't seen the sun for months. The second we want to film outside, beautiful out here. Look at that, guys. Doesn't it look good? I'm actually really chuffed. We're back on its wheels. That sun is probably stopping you from seeing everything, as you should. So, gearboxes, I've just got a little bit of brass leaning on the bubble wrap just to hold the gearbox. The gearbox bolts to the back of the engine, so that's why it's sitting at an angle at the moment. But yeah, everything's in. No playing the swing arm with it on the floor. No playing the headstock bearings. Everything's new, you know that. It's a bit dusty and a bit fingerprinty. But this is the moment we wanted, isn't it? Back on its wheels. Feels like we've made some headway. Now we can start bolting stuff on. Everything needs to be attacked with a torque wrench. So don't worry about that. If you're thinking, he's not torquing anything, everything's going to be torqued up. We've got the chrome rack that's got to go on the back here. So that's why there's a space there, and the mud guard. So that has to go through there. Front wheel's got to come off. Get the mud guard back on. New speedo drive, which I've ordered. But also, guys, what do you reckon to some spoked wheels instead? The same size. I don't want a big 21-inch wheel on the front. I know they're out there. They do look good. Not my cup of tea, but what about some standard size? If I get some Road King wheels of a similar era, they're going to fit. So they've got twin discs on the front. They've got the right setup on the back. So then we'll have some nice chromed spoke wheels, which I think might set it off nicely. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about the chrome wheels. So, a couple of little jobs to do now it's outside. Wash it being one, and the other one is something that's been bugging me and one of my subscribers called Steve. So we're going to rectify that at the same time. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This little cover, there's 2 tiny dents in it there. And it's bugging me. It's bugging one of my subscribers. So I think we can quite simply spin it round and hope there might be some on the back. Let's have a look, shall we? But now we see the crease at the front. That's a shame. Sorry, Steve. I'll have to try and hunt another one if I can. Still looking for a headlight shroud, guys. The nacelle, or whatever they call it. I call it the headlight shroud. I cannot find one anywhere. If you know of one, guys, and you're in the UK and it's in a reasonable, uncracked condition, please let me know in the comments below, because I cannot find one. Well, we've turned a huge corner, guys. I now can't wait to crack on and get more of it back together. And if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Please drop us a comment. Let us know what you want to see. Give us a like. I'm Dino. This is Patch's Repair Shop. I'm going to stick some videos down here or up here or somewhere on the screen for you guys to carry on watching my channel. And I will see you again next week.